conversions. Now, do you remember at the beginning of the year I told you we're going to be doing conversions all throughout the semester? So get ready to pull in some of your dimensional analysis skills yet again. But first, we're going to have to talk about some conversions. Now, these you're going to have to memorize. Now, it's not that bad. There's a lot of it we already know. There's just kind of two new things here. But the first is that we measure energy in joules, capital J, and it's actually spelled Joules right here. It's actually named after a person. There are 1,000 joules in 1 kilojoule. This shouldn't come to a surprise, because we memorized at the beginning of the year that a kilo is 1,000. So there are 1,000 joules in 1 kilojoule. Now, 1 calorie is 4.184 joules. So there are 4.184 joules in 1 calorie. Now this is the part that gets a little confusing. There are lowercase calories and there are capital calories. Why in the world? Because the English system is weird. This is what us Americans like to use. Now this sounds familiar, isn't it? If you look at the back of nutritional labels, it always gives us an amount in calories. Whether or not they capital the word calories, they're always talking about the capital calories. This is also a food calorie. So if it says there are 32 food calories in this piece of apple, this slice of apple, it would be this. This is our food calories. So this one's in terms of typically what we like to eat, 2,000 a day on average. Now, 1 food calorie equals 1,000 lowercase calories. This is the reason why they don't put lowercase calories on our food labels. Because would you want to eat a bag of cookies that is 100,000 calories? No, you'd be scared. What's the point of adding up all those extra zeros? So they just decided to make this new unit called the capital calorie, where they could just get rid of 3 zeros. Made it more manageable numbers. So a food calorie is much bigger. But be looking for those capital and lowercase letters. Also, when you're writing your units, you need to make sure that your capital and lowercase letters are like very obvious, so that when it's being graded, we can give you the correct points. But if it looks questionable, you might lose some points for it. So make sure you make it very clear when it's capital. Now remember that a kilo is also 1,000. So 1,000 calories is 1 kilocal. So keep that in mind as well. A kilocal is the exact same thing as a food calorie, or a capital calorie. So let's do some practice. A fruit and oatmeal bar contains 142 calories. Do you see that that's a capital letter? Convert this to lowercase calories. So always start with what we're given on the top corner. 142 capital calories. Okay, whatever unit's on top goes on the bottom. Capital calories. And we're trying to find goes on the top. Lowercase calories. So I tried to make it a little obvious that this one's lowercase, this one's capital. Now we have to have our conversions memorized. There are 1,000 calories, lowercase, in 1 capital. So 1 of these equals 1,000 of these. 142 calories doesn't sound that much, but 142,000 lowercase calories does sound like a lot. It's the exact same amount of energy. But doesn't this one sound a lot more manageable? That is why we choose to use this system. And there is our answer. How did I get this? 142 times 1,000, because 1,000 is on top. Remember, multiply what's on top, divide by what's on bottom. Let's do another one. Convert 256 joules to kilocals. Okay. But what we've been given on top, same unit goes on the bottom, and we're going to have to convert to kilocals. Now we have a conversion here from joules to calories, then we have a conversion from calories to kilocals. So first, let's convert to calories, lowercase calories, and there are 4.184 joules for every 1 calorie. Okay, but we're not done. We've got to look for kilocal. There are 1,000 calories in 1 kilocal. So calories, lowercase calories, goes on the bottom. Kilocals go on the top. Why? We've got to cancel these units. And there are 1,000 lowercase calories in 1 kilocal. So do you see what we're doing here? 256 divided by 4.184 divided by 1,000. And we end up with, let me put that in your calculator, 1.07 kilocals. 1.07 kilocals. And there you go, my honors folks. 3 sig figs here. Don't lose sig figs because of constants. So that means would be 3 in our final answer as well. Let's do one more. The breakfast I ate this morning contains 230 nutritional calories. When you see the word food or nutritional, it is talking about the food calorie. You can also see that this is a capital C right here. How much energy is this in joules? Okay, 230 capital calories. Notice I try to make my capital C very obnoxious so that people knew it was capital. Whatever unit's here needs to go on the bottom the next time. We do know a conversion from calories to calories. Food calories to normal calories, to capital calories to lowercase calories. So that's what we're going to put in there. 1 capital calorie equals 1,000 lowercase calories. We need another step. Why? We're looking for joules. We're not to that yet. We are now at calories. Now we need to do our conversion to joules. So this cancels. Whatever unit's on top goes on the bottom, guys. Whatever unit's on top goes on the bottom. Now we can get to joules. So we come over here. 1 calorie equals 4.184 joules. 1 calorie equals 4.184. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. This number looks very random. And some of you are going to be like, how in the world am I going to memorize that? I'm going to tell you. It's not in your reference table. This conversion factor is not in your reference table. But this number is also the specific heat of water. So because this number is also the specific heat of water, right now that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But when I show you how to use that, you're going to use that 4.18 all the time. And it's in your reference table. So if you remember that those two numbers are the same, that's going to help you memorize this. So 230 times 1,000 times 4.18. 4. Remember, when it's on top, we multiply. If it's on the bottom, we divide. So here I did 256 divided by 4.184 divided by 1,000. Do make sure that you put this in your calculator. You make sure you get the same answer I did, because I don't want anyone to lose their points because they don't know how to put it in their calculator. So make sure you practice with that. This one we're going to multiply across. 230 times 1,000 times 4.184, and we get 962,320. And we need a unit there, would be joules. And there's your answer. Now, academic folks, there's your answers. But let me talk to the honors folks real quickly. So academic, you guys are done. That's your answer there. You don't have to worry about what I'm getting ready to talk about. You could turn off the video at this point if you wanted to. But honors, I need to talk to you about significant figures. We have 2 here. Don't lose or gain sig figs ever because of constants. So our final answer needs to have 2 as well. All of these are going to turn into zeros. Is that 2 going to round the 6 up? No. So this would be 960,000 joules if you want to get all 4 of your points. There you go. And that's how you do energy conversions. Start working on now, memorizing these conversion factors.